Hello there. Hope you enjoyed that day off if you're doing it live as the videos appear. Oh, where are we? So we're gonna do chassis damage. Got lots of things open. Is that just a truck? B. Shall we stick with B for now? I think so. So damage sections, it's always easy to see if you've missed anything. I can't promise you that I'm about to prove that right now without, yeah, I deleted all the error reports, but what we need to do to start with, excuse me for sniffing, so damage, class damage zone. So I think the first thing I need to do is really just fix those two doors by way of copying the example fire geometry there. I think it was, wasn't it? I'll just copy that for now and put those in the driver and core driver fire geometry. Delete those out. They had those damage zone windows and doors there. Okay, so we can delete empty those core driver in this one, for instance. Now I'll just open the driver one, go in the fire geometry, delete that out, paste the new one in and delete empty. So the doors and the fire window are defined in the model. You remember when we go back to the individual items like the window, it was those two damaged windows and window and damaged doors there. And we did it for the sample there. So the drawers base. So this is us now. So the damage system, the overall health is 1500 points. That's 15 shots from something like the AK. However, the chassis itself has 3000, believe it or not. Doesn't transfer them through to the chassis, the vehicle itself. Global points. Why and what does that mean? I have no idea. But we do need in the fire geometry a damage zone chassis. So we're going to go ahead in here. 4. I think I'll just create a box in this case. Put that there. I set it up to about there, I think, and well, this only has impact on crashing into something and when it's shot. I'll just widen that off. So if it starts driving funny, it's got nothing to do with this. Safe to say. We'll go to about there. Similar with that one, just to the side of the mud fist flaps. Okay, so we'll go structure, topology, find components. That's component 1. We're going to name that damage damage zone chassis, I think it is. Let's just check. Damage zone, we'll do it like for like. Now here's the thing, right? That damage is not transferred to anywhere in here, so far as we can tell at the minute. The engine has no textures. Damaged bumper has some textures. The front, damage zone front. When you damage the front of the cab on truck 1, it has damaged textures. So remember when we shot the door and the damage textures changed, it's exactly as that. I'm not going through all that on this. Somebody wants to chat to me and they're a VIP Patreon, fair play, come at me and we'll go through it together. But what I did on the doors and the sample is exactly what we're doing here. It's going to damage that front zone, which we're going to do now. See, that has memory points there. That one, last one that we did here, also has it. So all that means is, if we copy that, go to the memory, paste it and press Shift D, it's got a memory point in there. So you can go put a few around there if you wish. Just gives it an area around where the chassis is, you know. Or you can just put one in there. It could be that the server reads the memory points more than the client. So yeah, so damage zone front. And if we look at the fact that it's the cab there, we know that's there. So what we don't want to do is start interfering with the glass. I would suggest cab needs to be down that area when we're in there. So I'm just going to make another box and shove that up in the cab area, like here. Pain in the butt is this because I just want them two there. Well, you can make these very accurate if you wish. It's entirely up to you, but remember, geometry's got to be convex, meaning faces sticking out. That's just a nice, easy, simple way to do it. You can do it more complex. So this chassis and the cab on this are metal, so we're going to just set those with I'm going to take that out of there. I'm going to put it in the fire geometry where it belongs. That was a test. If you spotted that, give yourself a pat on the back. I'm going to do structure, topology, find components. We always do that last thing. Right, going back to what I was saying, that and the cab there. We'll put a material file from data. So DZ data penetration giggle 3mm plate. I'll do it. When a bullet impacts on that now, it'll give off the metal effect. Don't cover the doors up, you know, don't mess. You can put all your fine lines, your roof. I think there is a slot for a roof really. So yeah, and that was called damage front. Front again. We'll copy that and paste it in the memory. Press Shift D. Move it somewhere more appropriate. Like I say, you can put lots of those if you want. I won't be doing. let's go further down. So like I said, that if you want that, you need to start putting in damage front in your model config here in your sections. If it doesn't work out that it's applying to the area you think, so you're shooting the front and the back, or the chassis is being having a texture appear on it of damage, well, it's because this is in the wrong order. So keep your eye on the order in which you place those in there. For me personally, if I was worried, I would go back up here and say, well, strictly speaking, that does have a health level with no textures, so maybe damage zone engine is first, but see how you get on. I think it may be formatted to the name after that. So that is transferring to the Fender 1.1 and the Fender 2.1. Okay. Now, is that an actual thing itself? It is there, see. Damage zone Fender 1.1. So, in order to alleviate errors, and fender benders are on the corners, aren't they? I don't think they're bumpers themselves, are they? But so if we stick with the nomenclature, 1.1 is on the right front here. So I'll just create a box there. Put that over here. Allow ourselves to move it wherever we want. Give that a name now, a Fender 1.1. We are in fire geometry. Woohoo! So maybe we would just make that not so wide, make that not so tall, move the whole thing. So put that on the corner there. Probably, possibly even bring that cab in there. Really, it's just down that corner on this wagon, but we'll put it there. Then we'll copy that. Make a new LOD. Bring it across. Call it Fender 2.1, which is from left as we look at it, front right in game. Copy that. Delete the edit LOD. Paste that in geometry, structure, topology, find component. And then apparently there's an engine, so let's just make a box. Have that out there and shrink it. Put it there. Call that. Let's just go down here a minute. The Fender 2.1 we did. Window left, so it's got windows in the actual thing. It's got a right window. We're not doing them today. You're doing them. Do your own windows. And fuel tank. We have a fuel tank. Reflector. So that's the lights. That damage zone lights. What's damage zone engine we're looking for, isn't it? Chassis engine. So it's damage zone engine. We'll just do this little one here. It can be damage zone engine and structure topology find non-close. Structure topology find components. Save. So I think also in this LOD you would put battery. That there. You'd also put the battery there. Save. batteries there in the memory load. The other one would be definitely a fuel tank, wouldn't we? Backwood in our case would be at the back where all the wood, because we need to do that. That'll be one of the last things we do. Tarpaulin, we don't have a tarp. Oh yeah, there is a roof there, look. Damage zone roof, so we could just put a nice simple, well, create a box, obviously. Why wouldn't we? And just name that damage zone roof, structure, topology, find components. Put that up near the roof. I mean, what more could we want than a simple roof structure like that? That up there, that one there, and select that one up there, sticking empty so it's convexed. The right width, save that off. Okay, so if we just pack that up and put that in game, it should give us some errors about the ones we haven't missed. Was there a memory loading? Yeah, they've all got memory points, so you need some point in memory there. So if we just take damage zone roof there, which we've got, copy, paste that, shift D. Like I say, you can copy past loads of them. You don't need the component aspect, so I'll save that now. Right, so I'm going to pack that and I'll see you in game. We'll shoot a couple of places where we added material, we'll shoot the roof where we haven't, see what we get out of that, and then we'll read the errors. Okay, see you in single player for this. Okay, can anybody remember it? B-truck, wasn't it? 6-wheeler. I like the physics on that at that moment. That's the last time you hear me say that about vehicles. Sorry, the only time. Right, so did we get a front on this thing? Yep, we're getting a metal effect too. On the roof we just get concrete. Let's open the door. So default looks like a metal, maybe. It used to be concrete. We should get a blown out tyre around here. Look at that. Remember when we did damage tyres? For those of you that were questioning our skills. I haven't put the spur, remind me of that. We haven't put the spur in the fire geometry, but yeah. Fender. So the fenders really is for crash damage. No. What we need to do now is find out your homework. So I have done and showed you how to get your fire geometry sorted there. What you need to do is look, Bohemia have already put up there themselves. Damage zone bumper 1 doesn't exist in the fire geometry. So what we're looking for is what's it called? JT or something. Just B, isn't it? Right, so they only did that. Look what we've got. So you need a damage zone lights 1-1, damage zone wood, damage zone lights 2-1, tarp. We haven't got a tarp, so we'd never do that anyway, but because we've used the config. Now, back window, left window, fuel tanker, and window right. So if you put all them in, you'll get no errors there. Temp, we can take the temp out the source in the model config here. It's the wrong. For coolant, the temperature is not the right. It's coolant there. It's amount. We need to find out what the hot and cold input source is. When I find that, I'll put that in an extra video. Alright, so your homework now is to rectify the fact that in your model, well, you can practice on my model, just don't release it please. That's all I ask. These are my tutorials. They pay for my internet and stuff. I don't make a great deal of money. I charge a little money because I get a lot of spam, bots, thieves, and I've found that charging a little money helps filter out all the arse. But hey, it won't filter them all out, will it? It will reduce it. And my computer's very old, that needs upkeeping. I do get taxed on everything that goes to my Patreon, so you know, you're still here, so I obviously charge about the right amount. Thank you very much, as always. So you need to go and put in your damage zones woods. Like I said, if we get hold of that now, go back to our config, if we ever find it. Sorry that I've got so many open. So if I go for that, it's the reflector 1-1. So where the lights are there. So to fix that, you would just go right, fire geometry, create box. Yep. Shrink it, put it on the right side there near the headlamp, about there, so move it back a tad, and then name it as damage zone lights 1-1, structure, topology, find components, save. There you go, and that will get rid of that error there. But you'll still have to do all of them. Okay. Here we go, biz. Sorry about that, I don't know what the hell. Okay, we might as well look at this because it's confirming our truck. Missing surface information definition at just to be trucks, LOD index 5, component index 1. Right, so if we went in to our model here, 5, surface, that's E. Yeah, it's just an edit LOD in it there, fire geometry. Component 1, 5 and 0 in LOD 5, so let's have a look. So if that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'd be that one. There's no components in there. Geometry shouldn't have any textures on at all. That's correct. We'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These shouldn't have any textures on. There. delete that, apply, okay. So you shouldn't have any textures in there. That's what that was about. Unfortunately. Yeah, you don't need the wheel textures because they're in the proxy, so don't worry about them. But yeah, so that's what that is. It looks like if you get that index there, you don't count the edit log, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's what it was. We actually had texture. On applied to the view geometry components, which we shouldn't have had. Alright, so going back to what we were talking about. Yeah, they were all in 5, so that's good. Yeah, going back to what, in order to eliminate those, just put in your fire geometry and memory point. So what did we just do then? Damage on lights 1, 1. Copy that, paste it in the memory, shift D. I have a little OCD where I want to get rid of that component there. Save it. Alright, so I'll just start the game up. We will pull up the new list of errors, and hopefully that damaged lights 1, 1 will have disappeared. So I'll see you back in game. Okay, so we're back in. Just have a look at the error list now. And 1, 1 has disappeared from the top of the list, where it was. In fact, I can just show you the previous one there, wasn't it? Oh yeah, that's disappeared. Animation source temp has disappeared. Doors trunk spare. Animation source doors code 01. We don't have that anyway, do we? There, wheel spare. Yeah, because I put that there. Animation source doors cargo 1. That animation source isn't available in truck, so we'll just find another. It could be the syntax. I mean, that could fix it. You never know. Right, so yeah, I mean, the other thing is when we add that lights now, I'm not sure if it breaks. If it breaks because we've added the lights thing, or the light damages in, because you have 2 damages when you've got a proxy. So you have the light bulb that has its own damage set, and then you've got the truck. Much like the doors and the windows are separate. So this door has its own damage, and the truck has its own damage in the windows there. I shot that once and it went out. I don't know if that was my inaccurate shooting or the light bulb itself made it go out, but at least they work. But yeah, very nice indeed. Well, yeah, over to you to fix the remainder. But to be honest, you're going to be fixing it in yours, aren't you? No, fix it in mine. Can't release it. So yeah, look, disappeared. Gone. So you need to do lights 2, 1, a tarp if you're having a tarp, fuel tank, wood. Okay, I've got a nice little surprise for you now. Ignore all them, they're not for us yet. There will be one day, but not at the moment. Right, let's have a look at the roadmap. So in the roadmap, we're talking about radiator replacement, fill-in radiator necessities. What I've decided to do is I have decided, in my wisdom or not my wisdom, to do the radiator and stuff on a radiator on a car so I'm going to speed make a set of minis and I'm going to show myself making them. It's not going to be a tutorial until I get to the radiator bit. Alright, so the radiator, I'm going to video myself making these. At the moment I've just shod it with the S1203 wheels, and it really is a basic shell. What we're going to do with this, I'm going to make it a right good example. The seats are going to be, you'll be able to change the colour of them using flags and stuff like that. Obviously I'll put flags on them for servers that do races and stuff like that. I've got to make the steering wheel yet, but this one, the beauty of this one is it actually has an engine compartment. Don't let me down, Minnie. Never used to let me down. This one has an engine compartment. Or did they go in the back in there now? So I'm going to put an engine and radiator in that one. Oh yeah. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to speed make that. And then what I might do is give you a template, so I'll show you how to easily make your own cars. Because all it is, once you've got your vehicle out of what's this called, Blender, and split up, all the geometry and the fire geometry and that, you can copy and paste it. I could virtually copy and paste the truck stuff in here now. Lights, fenders, all that, chassis, roof. Make it fit, and that's it. You're going to get a car in about 2 hours or less. Alright, so yeah. So I'm going to do the parts in the car, and then I'm going to slow down when I get to that bit. Okay, so that's it for your first lesson on vehicles. Any questions at all, you can ask me, but I'm not going to do your car for you. That's not what I'm about. I do have a VIP Patreon where you can ask me questions and I will help you out. Why am I doing it like that? I'm not a tight bastard. Something like that is in depth on a one-to-one basis. Now that is a bit more, but when you look at how much that costs for a month, for me it's an insult to my knowledge and intelligence. But I'm not a bastard. I'm not trying to retire off the back of you. I'm trying to sustain the fact that I'm at the computer. I'm using electric, I'm using internet, my parts are knackered, my drives are full. You know what I mean? If you want me to do it for you, then it gets very expensive, and I mean very expensive. You've seen the tutorials, you've seen how rough the model parts of what I've just shown you do. Imagine the other hours you've got to do to make that perfect. And you're going to have to do it, I'm afraid. You're going to have to do it. Listen, I've enjoyed the trucks. I hope you have. That's me out of here for trucks now. I'm going to do the Mini over the next 3 days. And when I get to the radiator, I shall put it as part 18. And then we're going to move on to weapons. So I'll show you what we're going to be doing there. Object. Well, before I do that, I think it's yeah, weapons and So yeah, we're going to try and pull this one off here. A big old rifle. Have I texted it yet? I want to do one with a scope. It's been a while. So big bullets, big guns, and we've got chambered in, one chambered and all that, and a rotary type fixed magazine. I don't know if we can pull that off. We may have to make the magazine is the whole thing there. Can you see? See if we can get the bullets hiding, unhiding, all that. Wow, it's going to be a nightmare, isn't it? I wonder if we can animate parts on the scope, perhaps. You know, like that little bit there is come down and over. Can we change zoom? No idea. Let's learn together. So yeah, thanks for that. I'll see you all again very soon, I'm sure. Bye bye for now.